Hello everybody, today is Wednesday, July 15, 2020, 81 degrees Fahrenheit, 24 Celsius. I'm at Broadway and 14th Street right now, and I'm going to be riding my bicycle all the way from Astoria to Chinatown, Manhattan. I'll be riding my bicycle along the Brooklyn and Queens waterfronts. I'm going to be riding on Vernon Boulevard through most of Queens, going over the Pulaski Bridge, and then taking Manhattan Avenue to Greenpoint Avenue to Franklin Street, and then Kent Avenue over the Williamsburg Bridge to the Lower East Side, and then I'll head my way into Chinatown from there. In front of me is the Socrates Sculpture Park. Really like this park. They always change it up with different exhibits every now and then. Over here is the infamous Costco Wholesale Club, which has gotten very popular, especially during the COVID pandemic. Sometimes you'll catch lines and lines of people out here waiting to get in. Maybe they're going to buy some toilet paper or something. But as of COVID, the New York City economy right now is on phase 3. Phase 4 has not been ordered yet. I'm gonna go this way. The bike lane also splits off into that park over there to the right, Rainy Park, but it's a little less direct than going over here. But under the phase 3 reopening of the economy, I would say most businesses are allowed to bring their employees back to work. That includes the office workers, the retail stores, although at limited capacity, hair salons, nail salons, the dining industry, although only for outdoor dining only and takeout and delivery. Indoor dining has not been resumed yet, and there hasn't been a date to resume indoor dining as of yet. Tomorrow, Governor's Island will reopen, and then on Friday, the High Line will reopen. Although I have read some interesting things about the High Line, I'll actually be going there. It will be one way only, with the only entrance being at Gansevoort Street, and you must exit by 23rd Street. The High Line does not go the entire length, and they are restricting it to one way only to encourage social distancing and spacing between people, because it can get pretty crowded there. All right, I see some vehicles in the bike lane up ahead. Over here is the Roosevelt Island Bridge at 36th Avenue. Doesn't seem to be too crowded right now. I don't know what these cars are gonna do, so I'm not gonna go just yet. All right, let's go. Wow, this car is getting towed. Now I know I may get some criticisms for going through a red light on my bicycle, but I am looking both ways before I go. And right now the New York City Police Department don't really seem to be enforcing it too much. kind of like right now, people cross the street without following the walking signals. And also there's people outside not wearing their mask properly. So it's kind of like a double standard. You just have to follow the social norms. As long as it doesn't hurt you or anybody else, then I don't see why not. Next to me is a power plant for the Queensbridge area. This area is called Queensbridge. I think this is the largest public housing development in New York City. There's Queensbridge North and Queensbridge South. Named Queensbridge after the bridge up ahead above me, the Ed Koch Queensboro Bridge. That's its official name. Most New Yorkers refer to it as just the Queensboro Bridge or the 59th Street Bridge. There's someone with no shirt on carrying a kryptonite U-lock in the back of his shorts. Now this bike lane is so confusing. They want southbound riders to mount the sidewalk and northbound riders to ride on the curbside. Doesn't really make any sense if there's nobody else coming the opposite way. So right now this is the neighborhood of Long Island City. This is still the industrial part of Long Island City. It was historically always an industrial neighborhood. There are some larger developments near the Queens Plaza area, and then right by the waterfront here, near the Pepsi Cola sign. A few years ago, Amazon even was thinking of moving into Long Island City. In fact, that building up ahead of me, the huge one, that's a Department of Education building. They were going to take over that site, as well as some land south of there. But those plans never fell through. Or I should say those plans never went through. A plan did fall through. You can see some of the tall skyscrapers along Long Island City. That one right there, the one with the incomplete top, that one's called Jackson Park. Before, it used to be the Citibank building that was the tallest in Long Island City. That was the only skyscraper here. Here's the Department of Ed building. ⁴ Drive. Of course, the infamous Cellino and Barnes ad, which I have heard that they have some problems with each other. I just overheard it from someone, like those two partners are like suing each other or something. I haven't looked too much into it though. All right, this is the trendy area of Long Island City now. Pretty much the downtown area. This is also where the two-way bike lane ends. Whoa, there's some road work here. Gotta be careful with this truck. Although I think it is turning, that's why it's slowed up. Looks like some utility work going on. There's always construction in New York, whether it's repairs, maintenance, installing new things. I mean, you saw that skyscraper still going up. It's incredible that New York City can just grow larger like that. You would think it's big enough already. Some nice places here. I see most of the restaurants across the street, they have outdoor seating. Here's a very good Italian restaurant, Bella Via. Also got a new good setup there with all the flowers and plants. Some of those outdoor seating areas, they're trying to make them more lively and appealing so people could sit down and eat. Right now, outdoor dining works for many of these restaurants because the weather's warm, but once the weather gets cooler and cold, then I would think a lot fewer people will be wanting to go outdoor dining. So what I need to do here is actually prepare for a left turn. I'm going to take the lane here and signal for a left right now. I might as well just make a left now. It'd just be dangerous to wait. This restaurant's got outdoor seating too, and they've got a good place for it on a side street, away from the main area. Okay, here's the Pulaski Bridge, which connects Queens and Brooklyn over the Newtown Creek. All right, let's go. This two-way bicycle lane is new. Bicycles used to be able to only ride over there where the people were walking. And it got kind of annoying because some of that area gets pretty narrow at times. I am making my way up this bridge on a single-speed bicycle. That's what works for me. I don't really mind going slower up hills. There's also a piece of dust or something that got into my eye. I kept blinking my eyes to get it out of my eye. But I guess that's what happens sometimes on these roads here, especially urban environments. The cars will pick up some dust. They'll get in your eyes. But if you do get something stuck in your eyes, then blinking is good. Helps create tears, and that naturally removes it from your eyes. Blinking is also a good way to moisturize your eyes naturally. So looking towards the left of me, I see the Kosciuszko Bridge. A lot of New Yorkers, they mistakenly call it the Kosciuszko Bridge, but those two pairs of bridges are new, replacing the old span. They both go over the same creek, the Newtown Creek, which is a federal Superfund site. This creek is very, very polluted. A lot of oil's been dumped into this creek, waste products, city sewage, you name it. So it's not just one entity that's responsible for the mess that it is today. All right, this is Greenpoint, Brooklyn now. Named Greenpoint because when people discovered it, there was a hook that looked green, and it was a very green area. And of course, back then, there were a lot of trees in the area, so they named it Greenpoint. One thing you have to be careful of descending your bicycle at the base of the Pulaski Bridge is there's a sharp U for the bicycles on the other side to get onto this bridge. They got to go up here and then come around. So you got to make sure that you see them. All right, I'm making a right here. I'm gonna make a left here onto Manhattan Avenue. I could continue straight onto Franklin Street, but I don't really prefer that way because Franklin Street gets a little narrow there. Manhattan Avenue is a little more nice for people to ride on. It's a good place to also need to get some water. Okay, let's go. Looks like this diner is for lease or for rent. All right, there's a car coming. Here's Huron Street, or Huron, and India Street. If anyone's noticed too, Greenpoint streets are alphabetical. It lasts for quite a while. Kind of breaks up over there once you get past Greenpoint Avenue though. Look, there's a Mexican food truck here. Very nice. All right, here's Greenpoint Avenue and also the downtown area of Greenpoint, where most people go to restaurants and shop and all that jazz, retail. And I'm making a right here, taking this down 1 block to Franklin. I could continue down Manhattan Avenue also. It actually would be a shorter ride, but I actually prefer going here by the waterfront. It's a much nicer ride and a lot better views. All right, here's Franklin Street. There's a moving truck, the Penske truck rental. And I'm gonna get ready here to make a left. All right, walk signals on, let's go. One of the many complaints of people with these outdoor dining areas is that many of these spots are taken up in the street, so it takes away from the parking spots for these cars. But in my opinion, I think it's a worthwhile sacrifice, parking spaces for more outdoor dining space. I do find that these areas are very pedestrian friendly, and if people really wanted to dine here, they'll get here by subway, bus, or they'll walk here. New York has been transitioning slowly towards a less car-centric culture anyway. There's Franklin Street and Quay Street. As you can see there, there's no alphabetical order in Greenpoint there. You had Collier Street, Quay Street, and then Meserole. Whereas back there you had like Huron, India, and Java. So it all breaks up over here. Over here is Bushwick Inlet Park. The city's working on expanding the park up here. The land is still reserved for this park. The city just hasn't developed it yet. It took a while for the city actually to acquire all this land, but now they need to develop it and do something with it. So this is the Brooklyn Waterfront Greenway, where all the new developments of Williamsburg are going up. I remember coming down here, there's only one single bike lane going southbound, and that's where the traffic went also southbound, and it was all factories here. This was probably back in the early 2000s. And now, 15 years later, 20 years later, it's completely changed. Over here to my right is the best developed section of Bushwick Inlet Park. They've got a ball field there. They've got great views of the city. They even got public restroom facilities. Now here's something you gotta be careful here. By the way, this is East River State Park. There's a nasty bump here in the crosswalk. Right here, many people don't see it. I didn't mention it to the city to have it fixed, but I think it's a complicated repair job. That's why they didn't shave it down. Here's North 5th Street. I don't see any cars coming. Now this bump over here, the city did shave down. Wow, that cyclist is carrying 2 extra tires. Maybe just recently made a purchase and bringing it back home. Okay, here's Metropolitan Avenue. Metropolitan Avenue goes all the way to Eastern Queens. There's all new developments. Look at these crazy buildings, including this one, 10 Grand Street, offices available. Luxury building there. The problem with all these developments is that the city infrastructure can't keep up with it all. Right now, the only subway that connects this area is the L train. Of course, you do have the J, M, and Z and the G trains, but those are a little bit far away and not really very practical for these people. Down there to my right is Domino Park. It's actually a privately owned space, but it's open to the public. Oh wow, there's a wall there. Someone was taking pictures. I think it was for the Black Lives Matter movement. To the right of me is the former Domino Sugar Factory building. The exterior of it is landmarked. I don't know how they're going to deal with that, but they're going to keep the exterior of the building and then make it something completely different inside. I'd like to see how that will be incorporated. Domino Park, they got a checkpoint there. I guess they're handing out masks to people and telling people to stay safe. All right, this is where it gets a little tricky. I'm going to make a left here against the car traffic onto South 5th Street. This street goes parallel to the Williamsburg Bridge, and then I'm able to ascend. Too bad there's no elevator here. Eliminate a lot of the extra route to get onto this bridge. All right, this will go around this blue car. Looks like someone spilled white paint on the roadway. Hope no one confuses it with lane markings. I can see why that would be a hazard. There's actually quite a bit of wind against me right now. So I'm experiencing a nice headwind. To the right of me is the pedestrian entrance to the Williamsburg Bridge on Bedford Avenue. One more block and I'll be able to get onto the bridge, finally. Okay, time to make this U-turn and get onto the bridge. Gotta be careful of the speeding cyclists here though. I've heard of bad crashes there at the entrance. Well, this is gonna be fun. Direct sunlight, no shade. Single speed bike up a hill. I should still be able to get across this bridge without getting off my bike though and walking it. Right now I am standing up on my bike, pedaling. This bridge is actually my favorite of the East River crossings to go across on a bicycle. There's a dedicated bicycle lane. It's wide, and not too many tourists who don't know what to do, like the Brooklyn Bridge. There's a J train crossing over into Brooklyn. Oh my gosh, that person should not be driving that here. That's a motorized scooter. I've seen people drive that over here, as well as the Revell scooters, and I've heard of bad things that happen also. They belong on the road. Then again, that's another benefit of riding with the camera, so you can catch these people in case something does happen. There was someone who made a Reddit post the other day who got clipped by one of those motorized scooters on the bike path on the bridge, and they were wondering what they could do about it. Hey, there's Domino Park behind me, below me, Kent Avenue, 10 Grand Street, East River, Lower East Side, Midtown, all in view now. I like the views here, but problem is they got this fencing in the way, so it really distracts from it. But I understand why the city needs to put them up. There's a little bit tricky. I want to pass the cyclist, but there's a lot of people on the other side. Maybe not yet. I'll go now. I see more and more people riding their bikes now because of COVID. People think that it's a healthier alternative than taking other forms of transportation like driving, Uber, subway, bus. Don't want to go too fast past this person. Gosh, that was a half sneeze. I'm getting seasonal allergies. There's two people on scooters. Here's where you gotta be a little bit careful. It's actually my favorite part of the Williamsburg Bridge bike path, the descent going down. Person's on a scooter and looking at his phone. Double danger. Alright, I'm going to completely slow up now because I'm going to make a left here onto Clinton Street, going southbound. Heading into the Lower East Side neighborhood now. There's been a lot more developments in the Lower East Side, including a big Target. This shopping mall is being built behind me. And look at this, I was just mentioning Target. There's a line of people waiting to get inside Target. That's the way it is now. Hard to believe that there's lines to get into these stores, but this is all due to occupancy limitations. Oh no, it's for Trader Joe's. Look at that, there's a person here counting the number of people allowed in the store. Trader Joe's is a New York City favorite for healthy groceries at affordable prices. Whoa. That cop's off in a hurry somewhere. Okay, coming up is East Broadway. I'm gonna make a right here on East Broadway, right into Chinatown from the Lower East Side. All right, right turn here. Once I cross over to the other side of Allen Street, I'll be in Chinatown, in the Little Fuzhou region of Chinatown. And I'll be taking it to Chatham Square where I'll end the video. It's funny how I said I was going to end the video and then my battery just dies right there. But battery's replaced now. There's the Manhattan Municipal Building, the One World Trade Center, and the Manhattan Bridge with a subway going across it in front of me. Right here is Chinatown. Doesn't seem too busy here today. This person's going to stop here. Smell a lot of fresh fish. I won't go that way. Just because that car looked like it was going to pull out. All right, folks. I'm going to end this video here at Chatham Square, Confucius Plaza, Lin Zesu Square, Kim Lao Square. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
The next stop